Hello and welcome to another episode of P.S. Such a Connection. I'm P.
And I'm S, and we're here talking about episode 7 of this season of The Bachelorette.
So I wanted to start out, because I wasn't here last time, by crossing out the names of the people who left.
Yes.
Which would be good if I knew where I just put the pen. It's in my pocket.
Found it. Yeah, so last week there was no episode, and the week before that Pam was away. So we're coming back after a pretty long break here.
Yeah. So the last time that the show was on, Derek went home. Is Derek down there?
They can't see him.
Oh, shit. That's Derek. He's gone now.
Bye, Derek.
Hi, Derek.
John Krasinski or whatever.
And Wells. Oh no, I love Wells.
Or Wells. I loved Wells.
Bye, Wells.
So that was 2 weeks ago.
Yes. And now we're going to talk about this week. So, this week is like the week that they kind of change up the formula on the show, where not every one-on-one has a rose, or none of the one-on-ones have a rose, and you can only get a rose on the group date.
Yeah.
So, Alex got the first one-on-one, and he thought that put him in a pretty good position.
But we know this from watching it back. And who was it? Luke picked up on this, or Jordan or someone. He was in the bottom 2 at the rose ceremony last time.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one-on-one. So she was really trying to figure out. She was really trying to figure out if this guy was worth keeping.
Yeah.
And so...
But I think if, like, even at the beginning of the episode, I would think that would put you in a pretty good position, because you don't have the pressure
Yeah.
of the rose, and you get the time by yourself with them.
Yeah, and I would say it is crucial to have a one-on-one, and Alex was the only one who hadn't had one at that point.
Yeah.
So, truthfully, it could have turned things around for him. But it starts off, right, and they're in the car, and the guys are on the bus, and it's just palpably awkward, and they're not, like, nothing is flowing with them, and, like,
Yeah.
Jojo's, like, can't connect with him. Yeah.
So I actually felt more about the, like, throwbacks to the guys in the car than the date with Alex.
Yeah.
Like, I was more intrigued by that. And I like the fact that they're showing the guys hang out more.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I just haven't, like, picked up on it in past seasons, or if the guys have been so, like, ruffled that they won't, like, talk to each other. But I could watch a whole show of just guys hanging out.
Yeah. I loved their rap, though. Obviously, someone was like, hey, guys.
Yeah.
But,
Practice this for 5 hours while we drive, and we'll show the best version.
And it was awesome.
It was great.
It
It
was
was really
worth it.
cool. Yeah.
I liked that a lot. And then poor Alex, it shoots to him in the car, and he's like, Jojo at the liquor store, like...
That was tough, and I felt really bad for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, you do feel bad. But, yeah. So then they go to the horse place.
Mhm.
I don't know what they're called.
They were gauchos?
Okay.
Something along those lines.
I can only think of the word gouache, which is not, that's a pain. But it seemed to pick up a little bit.
Yeah,
a
it
little
did.
bit.
And they were, like, spooning with that horse for a while.
And that was super cute. And, like, they were kissing.
Yeah. I felt like that horse was like, why are 2 people making out on me?
Yeah. He was probably used to it. I feel like that's something that horse has to go through.
I don't know. I feel like that's something that they were promoting in the hopes that more people would go to it because people don't.
Maybe, yeah.
And I feel like, I don't know, if I had the opportunity to make out on a horse's neck, I probably wouldn't take it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. I mean, I don't know about making out, but I would want to cuddle on a horse. This is besides the point.
I would want to cuddle with a horse.
Yeah, that's
but
what
not
I'm
like
saying.
over top of a horse.
Cuddling on the horse. Not necessarily with a person, with the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to hug a horse.
But so after their whole horse riding thing, which even at the horse ride, like when they were on the horse and it was like the sunset was behind them, I was like, there's no flow with them.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to think of things to say. He's trying to make this like romantic.
Yeah.
And then they go and have dinner and spend some one-on-one.
Did they even get all the way through dinner?
Like many a bachelor/bachelorette meal, I think it went uneaten.
Yeah. It's kind of unfortunate, you know, like you're about to get dumped and then you also don't eat, like,
yeah,
that's tough.
So Alex, I just, like, it was immediate when he was like, I'm falling in love with you, and she was like,
and I even felt like he kind of got a vibe from her, and he was gonna say, I'm in love with you, and then he was like, falling in love. Like, he picked up on it, but it wasn't enough to, like, make him realize he shouldn't have said it at all.
Yeah.
So that was really awkward.
And like, I think this was Alex's last, I think he knew, it was his last attempt, you know, to make something out of it. I don't think he necessarily had these really strong feelings for her. Like, I'm sure he liked her.
Yeah.
And, like, thought she was attractive and stuff, but, like, yeah, there's nothing there.
Yeah, it's tough when they just, like, when it seems like he's trying so hard.
Yeah.
But it's just not there.
Yeah.
But I thought he took it really well.
I totally disagree.
Seriously?
Well, like, if you compare it to how other guys have taken it, can I do a shout out to Jared from Caitlin's season? Like, he was devastated, and he just was like, you're a great girl, you know, I know you're gonna find someone. He was so aloof, and that's not a regular breakup. It was a good for, like, a breakup, but, like, when I compare it to how other guys on the show have taken it.
But, oh, I'm sorry, I'm confused. Are you saying that Jared took it better than Alex?
Yeah. Because he was devastated, but he still treated Caitlin like he had been. I think Alex was aloof. He wouldn't look at her. He was like, yeah, whatever. He was very short with her.
I didn't think he was short with her. I get that he wouldn't look at her, and I understand him not looking at her. Like, you just told someone that you're falling in love with them. It's not at a rose ceremony. It's right after you've said, I'm falling in love with you.
Yeah.
I would be embarrassed and not want to look at them. Yeah. Not like, not want to look at them. And I thought he took it very well in not being like, well, I've told you these things, and now blah, blah, blah.
I guess so. I just thought it was kind of reminiscent of Joe from Caitlin's season.
I don't remember him.
Joe, like, she was like, it's not working out, and he was like, yeah, you're awful, I hate you.
See, that's exactly why I thought that he took it well, though, because he didn't say anything like that. I guess you're right. He just kind of, like, he took it in stride. He didn't, like, say anything to cheer her up, but he also didn't say anything to take her down.
That's true. That's true. I still think he could have done a little bit better. But I see what you're saying. I do. And I agree. But, yeah. Anyway.
So then Jordan gets the second one-on-one.
Yes. And for me, there's such a sharp contrast because immediately that felt natural.
Yeah.
And of course, it could be editing and music and all this
Yeah.
stuff they throw in, but it just was. What do you think about, like, I don't know, because it just, Jordan is the front runner, and Jordan has been the front runner. Do you think he's it? Like,
I mean, after what happened at the end of this episode, which we'll talk about later, literally anything could happen.
Literally anything.
So I still think that he's the front runner.
Yeah.
I feel like next week is gonna say a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know necessarily that anything is gonna change. Like, they're trying to kind of in the promos be like, oh, what happens with Jordan's family? But I feel like if next week goes well, he's it.
Okay.
But I feel like next week could be the make or break. But I feel like it's not going to be, and he's going to be it.
Okay. Yeah. The only thing, so in one of the earliest promos, it might have been like the first or second episode, they showed a promo where from the final two, and what I think she does a little bit with one of the people of the final two, she wanted to choose them, but she goes with the other one for some reason. And I don't know if that was just her talking to the other guy like, I really like you, but, or if it was her talking to Jordan like, you've been this front runner, but I can't choose you for this reason. So I'm gonna have to see.
Yeah.
The promos have lied to us before.
They really have.
They always do.
So yeah.
Jordan also tells Jojo that he loves her.
Yes.
And she took that much better.
She was like, I'm so excited about this. And poor Alex, like, watching this back at home was probably like, damn it.
But yeah, and then, yeah, they, like, drink foot grape juice.
That is the grossest thing. And they were like, that tastes really good. And I was like, you are a liar.
It's just grape juice.
That they scrunched with their feet. Jordan is a football player. Okay. His feet are disgusting. I can guarantee you that because football players and dancers are probably on the same foot gross level, and I lived with a dancer for a very long time. And I won't even look at her feet without socks on.
I don't have the same foot thing, so I was fine with it, but okay.
No, I would not. Like, if we went grape stomping together, I would drink your nasty foot grape juice.
Okay.
But if I went with, like, a dancer or a football player or someone else who has, like, not that every single person who plays football or dances gets, like, foot fungus and stuff, but, like, you're around that a lot.
Gotcha.
I don't need that in my life or in my mouth.
Yeah. Anything else about his date?
No.
So the group date.
Oh, I did want to say.
Go.
That Jordan brings up that he does not talk to his brother.
Okay, yeah.
Which, have they mentioned that before?
No. He was keeping that under wraps a little bit.
Yeah, I don't remember them ever mentioning that.
No.
And that's really interesting.
Because they made this huge deal.
Yeah, they're basically promoting him as Aaron Rodgers' brother,
And then he's like, oh,
and he
yeah,
doesn't speak to his brother.
we ain't that close.
So it doesn't make me. It makes me a little bit angry at the show.
Okay.
Because if you don't talk to a family member,
Even though they're famous. Like,
it's for like a very significant reason.
yeah.
And then you go on the show and they're like, talk about how you're related to Aaron Rodgers, and you have to talk about it. Like, that makes me have a lot of respect for him and the fact that he has spoken about it, and he's never done it. Like, we've never even
Had
had
a
a clue that they didn't speak anymore. So I kind of respect him for that. But at the same time, it's like, why would you force someone to talk about someone who they don't speak with in their family?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that this is definitely it, but it could also be like he was milking that to get on the show.
That's true.
So,
Jordan is definitely the personality who could do that.
Yeah. So it's a two-sided coin.
Yeah.
But it does make me think that, I don't know, all this like here for the right reasons stuff that they were talking about to get his 15 minutes of fame, like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem as valid.
Yeah.
Anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I would like to see, I don't know, like, I don't want to pry that much, but I'm also like, I want to know everything about everyone in the world.
Yeah.
So, like, I would like to know why they have this problem, and if it is because, like, Jordan is jealous of the fame, then I could see this being his chance at the fame.
Yeah.
And that's why he would go after that. But I would hope that he's not that type of guy.
Yeah. I don't know.
I feel bad even, like,
yeah,
putting that out there, but
it's a total, I think it's a total possibility, because there are people like that exist. But
moving on.
We'll find out more about that next week. The 3-on-1, the group date, I thought was super awesome, because the rain made them just chill and, like, eat food and play board games and charades and stuff. That's something that real people do on, like, real days in their real life. And I was like, what? So I appreciated the date format.
Yeah.
They, like, chilled and watched.
And it looked like a lot of fun,
Yeah.
too.
They had fun. There was a little bit of tension with James Taylor being like, Robbie checks out a whole bunch of chicks. And, like, I thought he poked a little too hard on that button.
It kept being brought up.
And it was like, this is a fun day, James Taylor. Like,
yeah.
Hold back.
And it also was just Robbie. Like, it wasn't Chase.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I don't know. I guess, and that's, like, almost another example of, like, another example of James prodding the front runner. Like, in that situation, I think Robbie was the one with who seemed the most confident.
Really? You think not Chase?
What? Chase who? Was there a third guy on that date?
Chase is gonna win. Anyway,
can we talk more about it later? So
sorry, Chase, we love you.
But yeah, they had fun and they watched where are they? Argentina?
But they watched Brazil's.
Oh, they watched Brazilian.
I don't think Argentina has one.
Brazilian Bachelorette, so that was cool. Or Bachelor, I guess.
Yeah, because it was the females. There were a lot of girls. That had to be more than 30. I don't know. I didn't count them, but it just looked like a lot. Like, maybe it's the same amount as the beginning of the season, but... The one thing I wanted to talk about was Robbie just got out of a 4-year relationship.
Yeah.
And I don't know when they filmed this, but they broke up in December or something of the year that they are filming this.
Well, he said it was 4 months ago.
Oh, okay. I thought they said December at some point, but maybe...
They did say December, but Jojo was like, oh, so that was 4 months ago.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, yeah.
So that's a significant thing.
Yeah, that is.
That would... I wouldn't have given him the rose on that one-on-one date after hearing that.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that he can be... The thing is, like, it's hard to believe someone can be over that long of a relationship in that short amount of time, but there might have... And that's, like, significant, but who knows? Maybe he was in the process of almost getting over her, like, 2 years into the relationship.
See, that's not even what I mean, though.
No?
Getting into a serious relationship 4 months after you've been in a 4-year-long serious relationship,
Yeah.
even if you knew 2 years into that relationship that it wasn't going to work out,
Mhm.
is a huge step.
Yeah.
Like, I would think... I mean, maybe he used that 4 months to, like, do whatever, and he, like,
meditate.
got over, like...
Yeah.
He knew that he was ready to get into another serious relationship, but I still feel like that's a huge jump from like
it's yeah.
being in a 4-year relationship to getting engaged, because that's what they do on this show, is huge.
Yeah, it seems irresponsible.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a short enough amount of time that these feelings could be rebound feelings.
Yeah.
And like after being in a bad relationship for so long, having something new and fresh come along that just feels good can feel right because you haven't had something like that in a long time. So like,
and also in this bubble. Because the show is a bubble. And, you know, like, I don't want to comment on why Robbie went on the show, but if you're just getting out of a relationship and you're like, oh, this show where, like, 30 guys go to be with this girl, I'm totally gonna go on, and I'm just gonna have fun, and, like, whatever happens, happens. And he could definitely develop feelings from there.
Yeah.
But it's still a really serious step from something that may have just been like oh, this will help me to, like, move on.
Right.
Type thing.
Exactly. So I don't know, maybe we'll hear more about it next episode. And then...
So, Luke gets the last one-on-one date.
Yes.
And Robbie did get the rose on that group date.
Yes.
But Luke gets the last one-on-one date.
And, like, they ride horses and be attractive together.
They just are perfect.
Yeah, so pretty much, just like every other moment Luke is on the show, he was attractive and romantic and deep and thoughtful and beautiful.
It's, like, stupid how attractive he is.
Yeah. It's annoying.
Like, oh my god. He's so...
Let's just fan ourselves. But I was telling you while we were watching, I think Luke's major downfall is he's not silly enough.
Yeah.
He's not, like, that like, deep, passionate, like, intensity that he has is almost too much.
Yeah.
For, like, if it was, like, just The Bachelorette and they had this, like, summer fling, it would be like a Spanish soap opera, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But going into the rest of Forever, I feel like she wouldn't have enough fun with it. Like, enough time to be silly. Like, she shoved 25 French fries into James Taylor's mouth. Like, I think she's
Luke
up for
would
that.
be like, oh, cholesterol or something.
Something. When I was at war, we only ate French fries. So.
I'm not sure he would take it that
far. Okay.
I was shot with a French fry. I can't look at them
anymore. Yeah. So. And then the rose ceremony. And something else?
I was just angry that she said that Luke rode in on a horse, because he rode in on a unicorn.
I'm a unicorn. Come on, Jojo.
She should know. It was based off of her thing.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So then no cocktail party again. Which half the time I'm like, okay, producers, I get it. It's because we only have 15 minutes left in the episode. And the other part of the time, I think about what I've read about The Bachelorette and how exhausting cocktail party to rose ceremony is.
Mm-hmm.
And she's probably like, well, I made up my mind and I don't want to stay up all night, so
Yeah.
rose ceremony. Robbie already has a rose.
Yes.
And she calls Luke first.
Yes.
Luke goes off. Then she calls Jordan. He goes off. And then we have Chase and James Taylor. And I was sitting here, right in this very spot, on my phone, reading an article about Pokemon Go. And I'm like, psh, who even? Of course James Taylor.
Listen,
has the-
I turned to Stephanie as they were like playing the music, and I was like, who at home is sitting like, Chase has got it in the bag. Chase is getting this rose. No deal. Like,
no one. No one was sitting here.
no one thought that. And then all of a sudden, Chase, will you accept this rose? I was like,
I couldn't close my mouth for a full 5 minutes.
I was so surprised.
How did that happen, you guys? How?
I mean, like, I'm sure that Chase is a great guy. But they have not showed me one thing that makes me think.
I mean, they didn't show anything on this either, but on the 2-on-1 where Derek went home, Chase was on that. But it was still like, oh, Chase is
like,
here.
Oh, Derek or Chase.
Yeah. Yeah, ooh, cliffhanger.
Toss the coin on that one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So Chase is gonna win. Out of nowhere.
I think he is.
That would be amazing.
Now he has it in the bag, because that just, like, I had no idea.
I'm rooting for him now.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a Chase shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Chase.
Chase. Hashtag it.
Let's get Chase trending.
Yes.
All 4 of you.
All 4 of you. We love you. But yeah, so I only paid attention. I got like 1 connection.
I got 1 connection.
But she said connected.
Okay.
Earlier on Alex's date. So like 2. I've stopped paying attention to connections.
Yeah. I'm telling you though that Derek was keeping the connection count alive, and as soon as he went home, that like, I love you for that, Derek, and I'm sorry to see you go.
You didn't
What was
see
he?
him go.
A mortgage broker?
He was like a mortgage broker.
I saw him go in my heart.
Yeah.
Or something.
You saw him crying as they played Don't Cry for Me, Argentina.
I did not see that, but I'm gonna look it up.
It was... So did you have a moment? Any moments?
Yeah, I'm gonna come up with those while you tell yours.
Same! Okay, let's just think for a second.
Okay, so drama moment was definitely Chase getting that rose.
Absolutely, there's no question.
I had no idea.
We were like...
And I felt really bad for James Taylor after that. He was upset. And, like, he was saying what, like, a lot of people say when they get broken up with, which is, like, everyone tells me I deserve something, but then I don't get it. So, like, that's understandable. I'm here for you, James Taylor. I just want to put that out there. I'm here for you.
There are fish in the sea.
Yes.
Let me think. I'm gonna say romance moment for me would be... I want to say when Jordan told Jojo he loved her, because it made her really happy.
Yeah, that's true.
She Yeah, I thought it was romantic, and it seemed genuine to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because he was like, and I hate when they say this is so real because it automatically makes me think it's not. But he was like, this is so real, and I was like, I believe you. I do.
You crushed through Steph's perception of cynicalness.
Yeah.
I just think, again, I'm sorry to say this every single time, but Luke is my romantic moment.
Yeah, just
The things he says, him riding that horse, and
It's hard to
telling the
beat.
story of him breaking his first horse.
Yeah.
He said he was like 2. That I don't really believe.
I don't think he was 2.
I know someone who breaks horses for a living, and I don't think he was 2.
Did he say like 12, maybe?
Maybe he said 12.
12, 14?
That I would definitely believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really...
Yeah, just Luke.
And how you have to, like, know the horse and, like, get its emotions or whatever.
Or whatever.
That's what he's doing with Jojo. He's breaking her. He's taking her from a wild bachelorette. That's not good.
No. That's not good. Seems like a semi... It's fine.
Well, he's already broken, so it's not like someone needs to stop him from being a wild bachelor. Yeah. He's got that covered. It's like, I live in a stall. I only eat so much a day. Is that weird?
And then the jerk moment. I want to say I kind of want to give it to James Taylor for poking at Robbie too much.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Because I also think he's the only one who did anything.
Yeah.
Like, really...
notable.
Yeah. This episode.
Yeah.
So I would give it to him. I think he just went a little bit too far with it.
Yeah. It was a mixture of teasing, because he's kind of silly, and, like, a little bit self-preservation-y.
Yeah. Trying to, like, get under the skin and make her...
Yeah. Make her question.
Yeah, exactly. Especially since Robbie was the front runner of that date, if you make her question him.
Exactly. So, that's all I got.
Yeah.
Should we cross off?
We should. So, goodbye, James Taylor.
Bye, James Taylor.
We will miss you. And goodbye, Alex.
Right in the middle there.
Yeah.
So let's see. We have Robbie, Chase for some inexplicable reason, Jordan, and Luke is down here. Luke back there. And we're gonna see Hometowns next week. I'm stoked.
What do you have any predictions?
Predictions? They all went out the window when James Taylor got sent home.
Yeah.
See, I've always been for Luke and Jordan as top 2. I'm sticking to my guns. Luke and Jordan as top 2, but I'm gonna say Robbie goes home before Chase. But it's gonna be a wild card, and he's gonna stay.
So you think Robbie is gonna go next week, and then Chase?
Yeah,
and then Luke and Jordan. I could see that. I think Chase is gonna take it. So
I hope he does.
I just hope he keeps at every rose ceremony. We're like, oh, Chase, good. Good for you, Chase. Yeah.
He just, like, comes out of the back corner, like, on a unicorn and just sweeps her off her feet. I'd be okay with it.
I would be totally okay with it, yeah. That leaves Luke available.
Yeah.
Jordan's available.
Yeah.
Robbie's available. I don't know too much about Robbie.
I like Robbie.
I like him.
He needs to muff up his hair a little bit. Like, he needs to do a little bit less.
Yeah.
But it's fine. So yeah, we'll talk about it all next week.
We're not even worried about Chase being
It's okay
No.
if he gets married. This has
Sorry,
been
Chase.
P.S. Such a Connection. That's P.
That's S. I caught on.
Check us out on Twitter at Such a Connection.